Well, I'll tell you what, it's good to be back, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to the Chucast. This is commentator Connor bringing you KCC Season 4 playoffs. We're here in quarterfinals, and our matches today are first seed of Clearmind Incog and the Doncaster Demons versus 4th seed Zero and the Carolina Test Panthers. We have second seed 2 of the Baltimore Braid Raptors versus seed 3, seed B, and the LA Machine Kings. And in Burn and Soul, we've got seed 1 Endless of the Indy 11 Monarchs versus seed 4 Trey and his Houston Obelisk. And we've got seed 2 Leo of the New York Gemknights and seed 3 Joey of the Ojama Green Bay Packers. Now, these games are mighty interesting and they've got a lot to go through, so we're just going to have to hop straight in the games. As for Incog versus Zero, sorry, I gotta put on my reading glasses. Recently discovered that I need fucking glasses to read shit, holy fuck. Since we don't got much of anything to go off of, because the two played on Dual Nexus, Incog gave me a little summary, but the video's already hella long, so I'll just give you a little short thing. Glad Beast versus Galaxy Photon, Zero wins through Galaxy Photon being a really bad deck. As for DDD and Plunder Patrol, Incog ends up taking it because, you know, DDD his comfort deck, and game 3, Zero unfortunately bricks really badly. As for Hero versus Tri Brigade Melfeet, Hero just can't play through the, you know, going first board of Melfeet Tri Brigade. And, you know, Incog also got Mirror Forced, which is pretty fucking funny if you ask me. Now, let's get into the rest of the games, ladies and gentlemen. Our second set is Chu versus CB. The first match is Raid Raptor versus Subterror. CB won the die roll and is going first, summoning Guru, setting 3 and passing. Chu summons down Ethereum, then summons Winder, triggering Kage Takage to summon. He overlays for Raiders Night, and CB books it, forcing Chu to pass. With having double final battles, CB is able to control the pace of the game, and Chu is forced to forfeit. Game 2, despite CB's Flying Sea, Chu is able to set up a board of Bardish, Ultimate Falcon, Redo, and PK Force in the back row. CB shotguns an MST and standby to remove the PK Force, then activates Duality, excavating and adding Book of Moon. He books the Redoer, then activates Sin City, adding Nemesis Archer. In battle, he tries to remove Redoer, but forgets Archer needs another Subterror for the effect. From here, Chu is easily able to clean up the game. Game 3, CB is going first, starting with an extra after draw 2. He activates Sin City for Guru, then activates Lathosa Gem, destroying Guru and Flying Sea to summon it and rip 3 cards out of Chu's extra deck. Chu starts by summoning Shade, and CB activates and the band plays on, but Chu chains MSD, popping it. He summons Strangle, overland for Raiders Night, which gets met with Book, forcing Chu to pass. CB proceeds to set a card and swing over Chu's Raiders Night, passing back. From here, Chu is able to get himself in a very advantageous position, despite CB's summon limit due to having Cyclone. CB top decks extra, but can't really get back into the game, winning Chu the match. The second match is Mathmech versus True Draco. Chu won the die roll and is going first. The combination of Sigma plus Parallel Exceed allowing him to end on Final Sigma, Code Talker Inverted, and Cyanide Conflict with an additional set card. CB starts by activating Heritage, immediately attributing it off of Dreyath, triggering Heritage, hitting Chu's set Cyclone. CB activates Diagram and Chu negates it with Conflict, forcing CB to swing over Inverted and pass. With CB struggling to deal with Final Sigma, Chu is able to control the game and eventually swing for lethal with Big Number Go Burr. Game 2, CB is going first, starting with an extra after draw 2, then dualities for Ignis Heat, send 4 and passing. When be a bit cautious, Chu uses Lady Debug plus Extender to get the Heat Soul and attempt to play around Tikaboo. CB activates Return to tribute for Ignis Heat, triggering Return to pop Heat Soul, forcing Chu to pass their turn. CB activating Metaverse in the end phase for Diagram. CB activates Extra to draw 2 more cards, then tribute summons Majesty Maiden, popping it with Diagram to add Disciples. He activates Disciples to tribute summon Ignis Heat, attack in, set 1 and pass. Chu activates Silent Man and pitching Diameter to add another Lady Debug, CB chaining Ignis Heat to add Disciples to hand. With debug plus extender, Chu gets to transcode Talker, revive and heat soul. CBE activates return to revive Majesty Maiden, and Chu moves to battle, swinging over Ignis Heat and passing. CBE tries to get through this, but Chu has multiple points of interruptions, which CBE is unable to play through, moving Chu into semifinals. Our third quarterfinals match is Endless vs. Trey. Match 1 is Magistus vs. Samord. Trey is going first, starting with Onslaught, pitching Protection to search Bringing and dock Samord. He summons Bringing, adding Sky Battle, and triggering Perfection to summon, sending Beginning to add another Sky Battle. He sets 1, then links for Sovereignty. He summons Dark Smog, sets 2 more, then in end phase summons Bears that choose Stormwinds, passing. Trey immediately shotguns a Feather Storm in Endless's draw phase. Endless activates Prosperity, excavating and adding Chalice. Trey chaining Sky Battle to keep Statue protected. Endless summons Wendy and is forced to pass. From here, Trey can easily control the pace of the game, and Endless forfeits on his following turn. Game 2, Endless is going first, excavating and adding Rilliona. He summons Rilliona, adding Vritra. He links for Artemis, then activates Vritra, reviving Rilliona. He activates Artemis, equipping to Rilliona, and drawing a card. He activates Magistus Invocation, Fusion Summon Construct, activating Construct to send Stall Fusion, and activating the Wendy he used for Invocation to set Beast from deck. This game, Trey suffers quite a bit because he can't easily out-construct. None of his main deck birds can beat over it, and even if they did, they can't protect themselves from Construct's effect. Game 3, Trey is going first, starting with a summon and beginning, triggering Perfection to summon, sending Bringing and adding Sky Battle, setting it. He summons Bringing and links for Sovereignty, then summons Dock Samorg, sending 2 more and passing, summoning Statue in end phase. Endless starts by summoning Rilliona and Magistus. He activates Magistus Invocation for Eyewash, Trey chaining Shadow Mirror and Sky Battle. Endless activates Poisonous Winds and passes. With no way of being able to generate much advantage under Poisonous Wind, Trey is just forced to kinda sit there as Endless is able to slowly pick away at his board and eventually swing for lethal. The second match here is Shaddoll vs. Leerless. Trey is going first, starting with a summon of Celestine Wagtail. Linking for Anima, he then summons Beryl Canary, reviving the Celestine, triggering Celestine to add Bird Call. He overlays for Recital Starlin, adding Sapphire Swallow, Endless chaining Ghost Ogre, destroy it. Trey activates Bird Call for Warbler, send 2 and passing. Endless starts with a Shaddoll Fusion for Construct, send Wendy and Trick Clown. Trey chaining Shadow Mirror. On summon, Construct sends Schism, Wendy summons Ariel from deck, and Trick Clown revives itself. Endless moves to battle, swinging over Anima, then in main 2 activates El Shaddoll Fusion, send Trick Clown and Ariel for a second Construct, sending Core with Construct and banish in 3 with Ariel. Then triggering Core to add Schism back to hand, send 3 and passing. Trey summons Warbler, Endless chaining Sinister Shadow Games, and Trey forfeits the game. Game 2, Trey is going first, starting with a Foolish Burial, sending Cobalt Sparrow, then summons Celestine. He activates Where Art Thou for Beryl Canary. Then he summons Beryl Canary, summoning Cobalt Sparrow from grave, and Sapphire Swallow. He overlays for Recital Starlin, adding Celestine, Endless chaining Ghost Ogre, destroy it again. Trey summons Sapphire Swallow, summoning Celestine from hand, adding Bird Call. Trey activates Bird Call and Beryl Canary, then overlays for Ensemble Robin, attaching both Cobalt Sparrow and Celestine to it. Trey activates Prohib, calling Construct, send 1 and passing. Endless starts with Prosperity, excavating and Xyz's Encore. He activates Shaddoll Fusion, sending Wendy and Dragon to summon Apkalone, triggering Apkalone to negate Ensemble Robin, Dragon to pop the Prohibition, and Wendy to set Beast. Trey chaining Ensemble Robin to bounce the Apkalone. Endless activates El Shaddoll Fusion for Construct, triggering Construct to send Schism. Endless moves to battle and swings over Ensemble Robin, then moves to main 2, linking for Gravity Controller, triggering Construct to add Schism, send 3 and passing. Trey Cycloning in end phase, hitting the set Schism. Trey summons Beryl Canary, summons Celestine from hand, and Bird Call. He then summons Sapphire Swallow, summons Celestine from hand. He overlays for From Thrush, which is met with a Judgment. Trey then overlays for Recital Starlin, attaching a monster, and Endless activates Xyz's Encore to bounce it back to the extra deck. Trey activates Bird Call for Warbler, then overlays for Nightingale, attaching Beryl Canary and Celestine Wagtail to it, swinging in for just under lethal. Endless activates Prosperity, excavating and adding Poisonous Winds, passing. Trey cyclones the poisonous winds, and Endless ends up forfeiting. Game 3, Endless is going first, sending Wendy into back row passing. Trey starts with a blind cyclone, hitting a torrential. He summons Warbler, summons Cobalt Sparrow from hand, triggering Cobalt to add Celestine. He activates Where Art Thou, adding Kinkabillo. He overlays for Prompt Thrush, which is met by another Torrential, Wendy activating Send Aerial from deck. Trey summons Kinkabillo, special summon Cobalt Sparrow from grave. He summons Sapphire Swallow, summons Celestine, adding Bird Call. He activates Bird Call, adding Barrel Canary, then links for Sovereignty, then summons Barrel Canary, summoning Cobalt Sparrow from grave. He overlays for Utopia Roots, sets 1, then swings in passing, summoning Statue in the end phase. Endless Prosperities, excavating, and Ghost Ogre passing. Some more triggers in the end phase, Endless Chain Ghost Ogre, to which Trey chains Featherstorm, causing Endless to forfeit. Match 3 is Zombie Package vs Utopia. Endless is going first, starting with a Summon of Solitaire, tributing it, and summoning Unizombie from deck, pitching Mizuki from deck. Endless banishes Mizuki to revive Solitaire and Synchro Summon Chaos Ruler, adding Banshee off the excavation, triggering Gozuki to summon Banshee from hand, banishing it from field to activate Zombie World passing. Trey starts with a para, discarding Exoforce, adding Glove and Coat. Trey summons Utopic Onomat, summoning Glove and Coat. He activates Change Tactics, overlaying for double, which Endless tries to negate, but Trey changes double to summon regular Utopia, drawing into and activating Cyclone, banishing Zombie World. Trey activates Coat, summoning Gloves from the grave, overlaying for another Utopia. Trey banishes Exoforce to draw a card, then moves to battle, swinging for lethal. Game 2, Endless is going first, starting with a Prosperity, excavating and adding the band played on. He summons Solitaire, attributing itself to summon Unizombie, pitching Bloom Banshee to summon Baladrock under Zombie World. Endless links for Sucker, send 3 in passing. In standby, Bale summons itself, triggering Sucker to draw a card. Trey starts with a para, pitching Pegasus Twin Saber to add Coat and Utopic Onomat. Trey summons a Sand Sage, then summons Onomat and overlays for double, which is met with a Judgment, forcing Trey to pass. From here, Endless has full control of the game, and Trey forfeits on the draw. Game 3, Trey is going first, starting by summoning a Sand Sage and Coat, activating Change Tactics. Trey overlays for double, drawing a card and adding Exoforce. Trey activates double, tagging to another Utopia, Endless chaining Ghost Ogre, causing double to only add double or nothing. Trey activates Prohib, calling Zombie World and passes. Endless starts with a Prosperity, excavating, adding Judgment. He summons Solitaire, tributing it for Unizombie, pitching Mizuki from deck. He banishes Mizuki for Solitaire and overlays for Tornado Dragon, popping the Prohib. Endless activates Zombie World, sets 2 and passes. Trey paras for Onomat and Coat, summoning Onomat and Endless chains and the band plays on. It takes a few turns for Endless to swing for lethal, but he has quite a bit of time anyway since Trey can't play the game. Our last quarterfinal set is Leo vs. Cat, starting with Sword Soul vs. Trap Tricks. Cat is going first, normal summon Vesiculo, linking for Sarah and activating Parallel Exceed to overlay into Gallant Granite, adding Lord of the Heavenly Prison, setting 1, revealing it, and passing. With the summon of Virtuous Ecclesia, Leo's able to summon Moye from deck, which gets negated by Lost Wind. Leo Small Worlds for Ashuna and moves to battle, clearing his own board, and in main 2 uses Ashuna and Vessel, sending Taya for Adhara to get to Shaman, summon the Taya in grave. He activates the effect, but Cat has the token collector and Leo forfeits game 1. Game 2, Leo's going first, starting by summoning Moye and activating the effect to summon a token. Cat Chain and D-Shifter forcing Leo to Synchro Summon Draco Berserker, set 1 and pass. Cat summons Santa Claus over the Draco Berserker, then summons Mermelio, which gets met with Leo's Chalice. Cat links for Sarah, then activates Time Ticket for Arlecchino, setting 1 and passing. From here, Leo's able to combo off and find a lethal, despite Cat having a token collector. Game 3, Cat is going first, summon Mermelio, adding Gravedigger, linking for Sarah, send 3 and passing. Leo starts with a Blind MST, hitting Trap Trick, then Blind Cyclones, banishing Floodgate Trap Hole. He activates Ashuna, which is met with a Gravedigger, triggering Sarah to summon Dianea, resetting the Gravedigger, triggering Sarah to set Floodgate Trap Hole. Leo activates Vessel, sending Longwan, then summons Taya, banishing Longwan to summon a token, and Cat activates Token Collector, forcing Leo to attack over Dianea and pass. With Leo only on 5,000 life, it doesn't take long for Cat to find lethal. Match 2 is Zephyr vs Dogmatica Amazement. Leo's going first, starting with Emergence for Moye. He summons Moye and activates the effect, and Cat activates Token Collector. Leo activates Oracle, searching Zephyrath, then activates Small World, banishing Longwand from hand and Moye from deck to search the Phraxi. He scales Zephyrath, using the effect to put a Zephyrnui in the extra deck, then scales the Phraxi, pen summon and duffel Zephyrnui, searching 9 pillars, setting it and passing. Cat summons Kamika and activates the effect, which is met with the 9 pillars, triggering Zephyrnui to add war. Cat sits 4 and passes back. Leo activates Zephyrath's effect to add another Zephyrnui to the extra deck, then pen summons a Zephyrnui and a Zephraxi, triggering Zephyrnui to add Providence and Zephraxi to turn a Zephyra into a tuner. Cat chains Horror House, targeting Zephyrnui, and Leo chainlink Force War, targeting Zephyrnui and another face down. Cat chains that face down, turning out to be Punishment, targeting Moye, sending in Tis. The chain resolves, then Entis activates, popping the second Zephyrnui. Leo activates Providence to add Zephyrwendy, and Cat chains Trap Trick for Lost Wind. Leo summons Zephyrwendy, adding Zephyrnui back to hand, passing. Cat top decks a Cyclocoaster and sets it, ending his turn. Leo activates Zephyrath, putting Zephraxiton in the extra deck. Cat chain and Cyclocoaster add Arlecchino. Leo pen summons Zephraxiton and Zephyrnui, triggering Zephraxiton to pop a backer and Zephyrnui to add. Cat chain and Lost Wind to negate the Zephyrnui, triggering Arlecchino to summon. Leo summons Zephyrath, triggering Arlecchino to equip Rapid Race into it and triggering Lost Wind to reset itself. Leo links for Gravity Controller, then pen summons Zephyrwendy, adding Zephyrnui back to hand, passing. Cat activates Arlecchino, banishing 2 traps to pop Gravity Controller and Zephyrwendy, then summons Kamika, send Horror House, then makes Tornado Dragon, popping the scaled Zephyrath and attacks in for a large chunk of damage. In standby, Cat activates Tornado Dragon to pop Oracle Zephyra. Leo scales Zephyrnui, then activates Providence, searching Zephraxiton. He pen summons Zephraxiton and Zephyrnui, triggering Zephyrnui to add Oracle and Zephraxiton to pop Arlecchino. This triggers Arlecchino, equipping Zephyrnui with Viking Vortex, and Cat chains Lost Wind to negate the Zephraxiton. Leo activates Oracle, adding and summoning Zephraxi. He links for BLS, attacking over Arlecchino and triggering it to banish the face down. A Lord of Heavenly Prison off the top is not what Cat needs, and he ends up forfeiting Game 1. Game 2, Cat is going first, send 5 and passing. Leo starts with Emergence for Longwand, then scales Zephyrath, adding Zephyrnui to the extra deck. He scales Zephyrthubin, then pen summons Zephyrnui, and Providence, Cat chain and Floodgate Trap Hole to flip Zephyrnui. Leo activates Providence for Oracle, then activates Oracle, searching Zephraxi. Leo summons Moye, activating the effect, Cat chain and Book. Leo pitches a Moye to summon Longwand, summon another token. Cat activates Horror House, equipping to Longwand and flipping it down, forcing Leo to pass. Cat sets a top deck Punishment, moving to end phase, where Leo uses Blackout to pop 2 cards. From here, despite a Book of Moon, it's really just a hop, skip, and a jump to lethal for Leo. Match 3 is Tenny vs Dogmatica Assault Mode. Game 1, Leo's going first, summoning Ashuna, linking the Monk, then summon Adhara. Leo banishes Ashuna to summon Vishuddha, synchro summon Chizhao, adding Moye. Leo banishes Adhara to add Ashuna back to hand, then summons Moye, activating the effect for a token. He synchro summons Draco Berserker, triggering Moye to draw a card, then sets 2 and passes. Cat summons Psyblocker, adding Sentinel, Leo chaining Draco Berserker to banish it. Cat summons Ecclesia, activating the effect which feeds a Chizhao negate. Cat moves to battle and tries to swing over Monk, so Leo activates Dragon Cycle, tributing it to summon Vishuddha from deck, forcing Cat to pass. Despite back row he has to play through, Leo is still able to assemble lethal, putting Cat in a rough spot if he wants to make semifinals. Game 2, Cat is going first, activating the Deer, sending Titaniclad to search Ecclesia. Cat summons Ecclesia, adding Punishment, send 2 and moving to end phase, triggering Titaniclad, but Leo Skullmasters to negate. Leo starts with a Cyclone, hidden Punishment. He then summons Ashuna, linking for Monk, then banishes Ashuna to summon Chitana. He activates Emergence for Taya, then summons Taya, activating the effect for a token, Cat activating Token Collector. Leo chains Dragon Cycle, tributing the token to summon Vishuddha. He links for another Monk, then banishes Vishuddha to bounce the face down, to which Cat chains the book to flip Taya. Leo summons Shaman, trying to revive Monk, but Cat activates Fleur, summoning it and negating Shaman. Leo summons Berserker, swinging over Fleur, passing. Cat switches Ecclesia to defense, then summons Assault Beast, attacking over Taya and passing back. From here, Leo is able to get a pretty good spot and eventually get to a point where Cat sees the writing on the wall and forfeits. giving us all of our semifinalists. Well, those were some crazy games, and I'm sure semifinals is going to be even crazier. Chu finally breaks his playoff curse, and our Rookie of the Year, Zero, is headed into semifinals. I'm sure that game's going to be crazy. As for Burn and Soul, we've got Endless versus Leo, and I'm looking forward to that match the most. Leo's been on a tear this season and has only really lost 2 games, one to a forfeit and one because him and Joey wanted to have a fun game. Endless has also been doing really well despite his lackluster draft at the start, and me personally, I am rooting for Endless to win it all because he is the underdog. Now, I'll see you next week with the semifinals games, and hopefully I won't be late this time. Comment, rate, subscribe, really helps the channel, and if you want to see more folks, you know where to look. Bye-bye!